Okay, slicing, as I said, these are the two parameters. Slicing also takes one more parameter. So the syntax for that would be, we know if there is a start colon, there is end, and colon, there is step. There is step. So what is the default value of start? 0. What is the default value of end? Len of string. What is the default value of step? It is 1. Default value of step is 1. Okay. Now, what is a step? So if I have the same string, I will take. So I'm going to write the index values here. Right. So we have 8 indices. Now, if I just say colon, colon, and empty array, meaning it this get loosely translated to 0 colon len of string colon 1, right? Because it takes all the default values. So which means I'm starting at 0, which is here, and I'm ending at E and at a step 1. So which means the string would print as is. The string would print as is. Now, if I say my starting value is 0, my ending value is the length of the string, and I'm saying my step value is 2, which means it will start at 0, and what is the step value? 2. So it is going to add plus 2 to this. 0 plus 2 is 2. So it will print B, and it is going to take 2 steps. It is going to take 2 steps after this. So step 1, step 2. Okay. So it is going to add what is there in that n. From here, we are going to take 2 steps. Step 1, step 2. So which is A. And again, it goes till the end of the string, right? From 4, I'm going to take 2 steps. Step 1, step 2. It is going to print O. From here, again, we are going to take 2 steps. It is going to print E. So step is basically one step, meaning it will only take one step after each index value. So 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and then it takes the value from there. BANGALORE. Perfect. If I give 2 steps, it is going to take 2 hops. It is going to take 2 steps. If I give my step count as 2, it is going to take 2 hops. If I now you tell me the output for if I take 3 steps. What would be the output if we take 3 steps?
B.
EGO.
G.
So from here, it will print B.
G.
Take 3 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So we got G. From here, take 3 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So it takes 0. From here, it takes 3 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So in the step 3, it doesn't find anything. So that's it. BGO. What would be if my what would be if my step is 4, or let us say 5? One, two,
L.
3, 4, 5. So I start with B, then L, From here I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I reach the end of the string and it will not proceed further. The output will be just BL. Okay, let us try that. A is equal to Bangalore A of, right, 3 colon 6. What will be the output? B is 0, A is 1, N is 2, and 3 is G. So it is starting at G and going till 6.
L.
L.
3,
A,
4, 5. So G, A, L.
L.
Right? What if I give 3, 6, and step count is 1? What will be the output of this? What will be the output for that?
GAL.
Same thing, the step count is 1. Now what will be the output for this? 2. A colon 3 colon 6 colon 2.
GEL.
GLR.
Now another nature one. Now we have to remember 2 points about strings. One, what is a string? Strings are
Sequence of characters.
sequence of. So this is the statement that we have learned already. Now strings, another point. Strings are immutable in nature. So I'm highlighting this. Strings are immutable in nature. So this is important. So what is meant by immutable? Meaning once it is created, it cannot be modified. Once it is created, it cannot be modified. That is meant by immutable. So mutable meaning that can change. Mutable meaning that can change. Immutable meaning that cannot change. That cannot change. We cannot modify it. We cannot modify it. Okay, are we clear? So as in, what do we mean by that statement? So once I create a string, A is equal to ABC example. So where does this get stored? This gets stored in the memory. So what do we mean by memory? It is always the RAM that we talk about. Okay, so your A would be a variable which will be pointing to some memory location where we have our ABC string stored. Right now, once this is created in this memory, it cannot be modified. It can only be destroyed, but it cannot be modified. It cannot be modified. So what happens if I try to modify it? We know that string is a sequence, and obviously we can access a character with index. So what would be the A of 2 value here? It is going to be C. A of 1 value is going to be B, and A of 0 value is going to be A. Now, what if I want to place X in the index 1? In index 1, I want to place X. So we know that I can access index 1 value and I want to assign X into that position. So this here, what I am trying to do here is trying to modify string, trying to modify string. Yes, because I'm trying to catching hold of the index 2 and trying to place x instead of b. Place x instead of b. But what is the string nature? Strings are what? Immutable,
Immutable.
meaning
Mutable.
meaning
Mutable.
we cannot change. Yes. So here I am trying to change. Yes. So this will throw a error. This will throw a error. Okay. This operation, strings are immutable. We cannot modify them. And if we try to modify, it will throw an error. So this error would be
Type error.
type error. So we cannot modify a string once it is created. We cannot modify a string once it is created. It can only be destroyed but cannot be modified.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we will try
Yes,
that.
sir.
Here I'm going with the same. So A means I have the string Bangalore here. So instead of A of 0th index, I want to change from B to M. So instead of Bangalore, it can be called as Mangalore, right? Now, if I try to do this as the statement says, string is immutable in nature, which means once it is created, it cannot be modified. But this statement I am trying to modify the string. And if I do that, Python will throw an error. What is the error? Type error. String object does not support item assignment. Item assignment. Okay. Now, whenever you go for an interview and when someone asks, what is a string? You have to say these two statements. Strings are sequence of characters enclosed in single, double, or triple quotes. And strings are immutable in nature. Strings are immutable in nature. And if I am the someone who is taking an interview, the moment I hear the term immutable, I want to know, I will ask one more question, right? So then what is immutable? Then you will say immutable meaning once a string is created, it cannot be modified. Then I would ask, can you prove it to me? How can you say that it cannot be modified? How can you prove? Right? You have to try out this example. For example, A is a string which contains a text as Bangalore. Now I am trying to modify the string of the 0th index, the character in the 0th index with certain character. And if I try to do that, this will throw a type error stating string object does not support item assignment.